Yo, what's up guys, mine's BearTheBoff, or Bear, whatever you want to call me, and in today's video I wanted to talk about something that I stumbled across the other day. So basically when I was looking for articles the other day for my last video for Final Fantasy 15's DLC, I came across this article which I'll link in the description again so you guys can all go and check out, and it's related to the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy. So basically next year marks the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy, and all sort of rumours about what might happen and what things could be going on have been circulating around the internet and around in general. Now the information in this article at this point in time can only be seen as speculation and rumours, because there's not been any confirmation of this or any sort of saying that yes, this is going to happen. It's literally just rumours. It has to be taken as speculation, at least at the time when we could record this video anyway. So the article starts off talking about the release of Final Fantasy 15, how it's done well, and some other things like Zodiac Age, which will be coming out next year, and the first episode of Final Fantasy 7 Remake. It says that this will be coming out at some point next year. Now obviously we know Zodiac Age is coming out, but there's been no talk of like the Final Fantasy 7 Remake likely happening next year. We just know it's happening and it's coming in the future at some point. But it seems like this could happen though, because next year is also the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy 7. It's been 20 years since that released, so it makes sense to do this because it'd be such an awesome time to do it, you know, on the 20th anniversary. Such an awesome year, you know, such an awesome anniversary. It makes sense. Now the next thing it mentions is Final Fantasy 13 Trilogy will be coming out on the PS4 in 2017. With each game on a separate disc, and we're running 1080p native and 60 frames per second. Now this gets me all fanboyed up. This gets me excited as fuck, because I do indeed love the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, as you can see. It's my joint favourite game, to be exact. For so long I've been saying I would love to see this and I've wanted to happen so bad. Like yes, I can still play it on the PS3, I can still go back and play it, which I am doing currently, but having it on the PS3 in full 1080p and 60 frames per second and making it more available to everyone, you know, would be so awesome. Now the only thing about this that could worry me a bit is all the bullshit hate that 13 got. To this day I still don't understand the hate that this trilogy got, and I never will. And it just worries me that this will sort of make Square not want to do this, or even make new players to the Final Fantasy series not want to play it. Don't get me wrong, there are loads of people who love 13. But anyone who is part of the Final Fantasy fanbase knows that this game got an incredible amount of hate. And I really don't know why. I will never know why, but I'll leave that subject for another video because it's something I want to go into more detail on. Either way, this is something that I really want to be true, because as I said, I love 13. I love the trilogy. It's my joint favourite game. I adore it so much. I've played it so many times. I must have 1,000 hours above on the trilogy alone. Now the next thing it talks about, which is probably the biggest thing to do with this whole discussion, is a Final Fantasy 30th anniversary collection. Now it says that this collection will include Final Fantasy 1 to 9 and will be available on one disc for PS4 and one cartridge for PS Vita. Now this is big. I mean, I know there are those people that bitch and cry all the time about how all games are remasters nowadays, there's no new games coming out, but when it's something like this, there's no way you can be disappointed. I think this is so awesome and makes so much sense. Because firstly, the fact that this could happen is so amazing. Like the thought of having all 9 games available and maybe all their own trophy list, and the fact that these games would run so smooth with the power of the PS4 is fucking incredible. But also the fact that 15 has done so amazingly well and brought in so many new players and like fans to the franchise makes this make even more sense than it already does. I say this because making these earlier games from the franchise way more accessible to the new and old players is such a great way at pulling people even more into the franchise, because not everyone is going to go out their way to play these old games with having to buy old consoles or using emulators. It's not as accessible. However, a lot of people will definitely buy something like this. It's accessible, it's simple to go about getting and playing, and it's something that people have, well, done in the past. If you look back at the past couple of years, remasters have been a big thing because people love playing the old games and they love them being accessible and not having to go back. I mean, there are a lot of people that will, but you know, again, this is all rumours, but I think by now people can start to see more and more reality in this and see more sense of this, because it does make so much sense. Like with the 30th anniversary, with the 20th anniversary of FF7, it makes so much sense to do something like this, to bring even more people in and to engulf even more of the people already in the fan base even more into the game. It makes so much sense. Now the rest of the article just talks about the sort of additions that the game could have, like special editions, collector's editions and stuff like that, and a season pass, which are things I'd definitely look into, because as you might have seen by my last video, I did get the Ultimate Collector's Edition of Final Fantasy 15. and it's something that I love collecting. I love collecting the big editions, I love collecting stuff, and it's awesome. But yeah, that's everything in the article, guys. Like I say, this is something that needs to be taken lightly, like really lightly, and seen as speculation, because as I've said, it's not been confirmed. And if people start seeing it as true and as reality, and it doesn't happen, people will get pissed off. If you're seeing it as reality and it doesn't happen, it naturally pisses people off, and people start moaning. But like I say, it needs to be seen as speculation. However, I feel that, I'm not saying it is going to happen, but I feel it's safe to say that at least some of this is true. With everything that's happened, with how well 15 has done, and how Square have been absolutely killing it with all these releases and things that are coming in the next couple of months, with like Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 coming out, Kingdom Hearts 2.8, Kingdom Hearts 3 details, you know, Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age, just everything. It makes so much sense something like this will happen, especially the fact that it is the 30th anniversary and it is the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy 7. It's such a benchmark, or it's such a landmark in Square Enix's career, I guess. It makes so much sense that this kind of stuff would happen. But yeah, guys, that's all I had to say today. As I say, links in the description, so if you want to go and check it out, see for yourself, see what else you want to look at, or you know, look into more detail than I've said, you know, you're free to. And yeah, guys, like last video, I want to keep it a bit shorter and a bit more to the point, because I feel like with a lot of my videos that I've made in the past, I've kind of stretched stuff out more than it needs to be. So I'm trying to make videos a lot more sharper, a lot more to the point, and not dragging things out. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was informative for you guys, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.